When I moved into apartment 4C, I was just grateful for quiet. No roommates. No landlords in the next room. Just peace. The building was old, but charming. Peeling paint, stained mailboxes, and a hallway that smelled like cinnamon and mold. But it was cheap. And mine. The first time I saw her, she was unlocking her door across the hall, 4D. Petite. Dark sweater. Hair tied back in a soft bun. She didn't say much. Just smiled politely and slipped inside. I asked the neighbor next door, an older woman named Marie. She seems quiet. What's her name? Marie didn't hesitate. Oh, that's Olivia. Lived here for years. Keeps to herself. Nothing strange. Until 3 days later, I got curious and Googled the building. Wanted to see what it looked like before the renovations. And I found something. A missing persons report. Photo attached. Olivia Martinez. Last seen a month ago. Address, apartment 4D. I stared at the screen. Same face. Same hair. Same woman I just waved to that morning. So either the police got it wrong. Or something else is living in that apartment. The next morning, I waited. I pretended to check my mail. Waited until I heard her door creak open. And there she was. Same dark sweater. Same soft smile. Hey, I said, as casually as I could. I'm new. Just wanted to say hi properly. She nodded politely. Nice to meet you. I'm Lily. I blinked. Sorry, Lily? She smiled wider. Yeah. Why? Oh, I thought someone said your name was Olivia. She tilted her head. Still smiling, but something behind her eyes stiffened. I get that a lot. Must have been the last tenant. Right, I said. Makes sense. But it didn't. Because Marie, the neighbor, was very clear. That girl had lived in 4D for years. And this woman didn't look like someone who had just moved in. Later that day, I saw Marie again. Hey, I asked, trying to sound casual, is the girl across from me still Olivia? Marie gave me a strange look. Of course. Why? I swallowed. She said her name was Lily. Marie paused. She always did that, she muttered. Told the delivery guys her name was Emily once. Even said Clara to the new mailman. She likes to be private. Sweet girl, but odd. Then she walked away. Like it wasn't a big deal. But it was. Because no one forgets their name. Especially not multiple names. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Different names. The photo in the missing persons report. And that smile. Always polite. Always the same. So I called the leasing office. Just to ask about a package. Totally casual. Hi, I think something for me might have been left with 4D. There was a pause. Typing. Apartment 4D, the manager asked. That unit's unoccupied. No, I mean, someone lives there. A young woman. Ma'am, we haven't had a signed lease in 4D since mid-September. It's being shown next week. Should be empty. I didn't know what to say. Because I had seen her that morning. Keys in hand. Unlocking her door. I hung up. Heart pounding. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 2:14 a.m., I heard movement. Steps across the hall. A door creaking open. Then, soft humming. I got up slowly. Peeked through the peephole. Her door was slightly ajar. And she was standing there. Not moving. Just facing outward. Like she was waiting for someone. Or watching. I stepped back. Quiet. Careful. And then. I heard her door click shut. I woke up early. Made coffee I didn't drink. All I could think about was 4D. The smile. The night she stood in the doorway doing nothing. So I went downstairs. Mailroom. Dusty metal boxes, half of them jammed shut. I scanned the rows. There it was. Unit 4D, M, Olivia. Still labeled. Still locked. But something else caught my eye. A small pile of unclaimed mail on the shelf below. I looked closer. 6 envelopes. All addressed to Olivia Martinez. Same name from the missing persons report. All postmarked over 3 weeks ago. 2 from a hospital. 1 from the DMV. None of them opened. If she really lived here, why didn't she pick them up? And if she didn't, who was I seeing? I took a photo of the envelopes. Went back upstairs. Tried to stay calm. That night, I left a note. Slipped it under her door. Simple. Hey, I think there's some mail for you downstairs. Let me know if you want me to bring it up. Foresee. No response. But the next morning, the note was gone. And in its place, a single envelope. Blank. No name. No stamp. Inside, a photo of me, taken from behind, standing in the mailroom. The photo shook me. Not just because it was me, but because of the angle. It had been taken from the top corner of the ceiling. High. Wide. Like a security cam. But there were no cameras in the mailroom. Not official ones. So who took it? Later that day, I saw Marie again. Did Olivia ever talk to you? I asked. Like, really talk? She frowned. Not really. Mostly smiles. Nods. We all just figured she was private. But when was the last time you actually heard her speak? Marie paused. Thought. Brows furrowed. Come to think of it, maybe not since summer. She's quiet, but she's around, right? I didn't answer. I asked others in the building. The guy from 5A. The couple from 3C. Every single person said the same thing. Oh yeah, she lives across from you, right? Sweet girl. Always smiles. But when I asked, have you talked to her? Have you heard her voice? They couldn't answer. Not one of them. Later that evening, I walked by 4D again. Slowly. Listening. Silence. And then, as I passed, I heard the soft click of a camera shutter. From behind the peephole. I couldn't sit still anymore. Couldn't trust the people in this building either. They all said they'd seen Olivia. But not one of them could prove she was real. So I searched online. A local forum. Buried deep. Someone had posted about the building almost a year ago. Selling an old dresser they didn't want to move. From apartment 4B, 2 doors down from mine. I messaged them. Casual. Just one question. Did you ever meet the girl in 4D? A day later, they replied. Yes. Once. That was enough. I asked them to explain. The response was short. She didn't blink. She smiled like she was rehearsing. And she always watched the hallway. Even when she wasn't in it. I asked. Why did you move? And then they sent this. She left a note under my door the night before I left. Just 3 words, stay. In. Line. The next morning, I found a photo taped to my bathroom mirror. It was of me. Taken from behind. Same angle as yours. I don't know what's in 4D now. But it's not her. I told myself I wouldn't do it. But by the end of the week, I had the spare key. Building staff kept an emergency set in a lockbox. A little charm and one lie about a water leak. And I had what I needed. Midnight. The hallway was silent. I stood in front of 4D, key in hand. Heart pounding. And then I opened the door. No alarms. No creaking floorboards. Just silence. The apartment wasn't empty. But it wasn't exactly lived in either. It was staged. Like a model unit. Couch perfectly centered. Throw blanket folded, untouched. Kitchen spotless. A single cup in the sink, bone dry. No clutter. No cords. No chargers. No signs of real life. But in the bedroom. That's where everything stopped feeling normal. There was a mirror facing the bed. And taped to the corner of the glass. A photo. Of me. Again. Sitting at my desk. In my apartment. Taken from behind. Below the mirror, in scrawled black ink. You're next. But you'll smile better. I stumbled back. And that's when I heard it. The door behind me clicking shut. The door clicked shut behind me. I spun around. Tried the handle. Locked. I was alone in 4D. Or at least. I thought I was. I took a breath. Pulled out my phone. No signal. Of course. Then. A soft click from the bedroom. Like an old speaker powering on. I turned back. There was a small audio recorder on the nightstand. The kind with physical buttons. Play was blinking. I didn't press anything. But it started. And the voice I heard. Was mine. You shouldn't have come here. My breath caught. You already saw the pattern. The smile. The hallway. The way no one remembers what she sounds like. The voice paused. Then. That's how it starts. They take your habits first. Your timing. Your posture. Then your voice. Then your face. And eventually. Everyone forgets you were ever real. The recording ended. I stared at the speaker. Waiting for it to move. To say something else. But nothing came. Then I heard it. A laugh. Low. Soft. Right outside the door. And the whisper, just loud enough to hear. You do smile better. I stayed still for a long time. Too afraid to move. Too afraid not to. Eventually, I unlocked the door from the inside. There was no one in the hallway. Back in my apartment, I barely slept. But in the morning, I saw her. Standing by the mailbox. Wearing my jacket. The one that had gone missing during the move. She waved. Same soft smile. I walked up slowly. Hi, I said. We haven't really talked. She looked at me. Head tilted. Of course we have. We're the same, remember? I forced a smile. What's your name? I asked gently. She opened her mouth. Paused. Brows furrowed. I don't always remember. But I think it's Lauren. My name. I didn't say anything. Just nodded. And walked away. But not far. I waited until she went inside. Then called someone I hadn't spoken to in years. A psychologist I once interviewed for a book. I described everything. The mimicry. The shifting names. The confusion. The patterns. He listened. Then said. It sounds like she may be struggling with a dissociative episode. Possibly identity delusion. She may not be pretending. She might truly believe she is you. The call with the doctor stayed in my head all day. Identity delusion. Behavioral mimicry. Possible trauma response. I didn't want to believe it. But it made more sense than anything else. She didn't want to hurt me. She just wanted to be me. So I did what I never thought I would. I called the non-emergency mental health line. Explained everything as calmly as I could. Her name changes. The confusion. The quiet behavior. The photo she left me. They sent a specialist team the next day. Not police. Not force. Just professionals. They knocked on her door. she answered. Calmly. And when they asked her who she was, she said my full name. Smiling. Like she believed it. Completely. They guided her out gently. No struggle. She looked at me once. Still smiling. It's okay, she whispered. You needed a break anyway. And then she was gone. I haven't seen her since. I check the door sometimes. I still feel watched. But mostly, I wonder what happened to her. What made her choose me? And how long she studied before trying to become me. Some people want to escape their lives. Others want to live someone else's better. But me? I just want mine back.